Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another community response video. Thank you guys so much as always for always giving huge overwhelming support to these. Every time I put up one of these I get a ton of comments replying, so I always do appreciate that. Today's video is going to be covering the EZA for LR, Goku, and Frieza. Now, obviously, this LR came as a huge shock to everybody in the community. Nobody saw this coming, and frankly, they were probably like the last LR that people really had in mind that needed an EZA. But now that we have had their EZA for a little bit now, I think it's almost been a week-ish, something like that. Regardless, people have had some time to play with the EZA if you have the card. And if you don't have the card, you've had some time to watch some showcases. So I wanted to see what you guys in the community thought of the LR. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, remember, if your reply shows up, it's just completely randomized because Twitter randomizes the order on there. So it's luck of the draw, baby. It's literally a gacha game for the video. Anyway, we have our first reply here from GNZ. He says the EZA event might be a little bit difficult for some players, but it's super rewarding, one of the highest attack stats of the game, and stunning defense and amazing anniversary for sure. Yeah, I can definitely agree. I did want to say, because I don't know where I would include this in a video, but I do think that it's funny that literally the third part of the anniversary was on a few-year-old unit getting better. I think that's so funny that a unit like that can still just bring the hype, no problem. And I'm all for it, baby, and it seems like everybody else too, so very good stuff there. Flare, the EZA event is difficult to beat if you don't got the LRs, but other than that, the units became even better. Yeah, I think in terms of the actual event itself, that was probably the only thing that I really saw people kind of had a problem with, is that unfortunately if you didn't pull any of these new anniversary LRs, it is really hard to complete this event. Because if we take a look at their actual event, right, or well, I guess we'd have to take a look at their EZA medal and then their event. I just had this pulled up just in case we needed it. In terms of the actual event, right, the category, I believe it is, let's see, yeah, so Universe Survival Saga is damage lowered to you, but the only tag, or I guess it would be Link in this case, so I got Legends on the brain apparently, is Legendary Power that gives you an attack boost. So obviously you could use some other int LRs and stuff like that. I guess that is a nice advantage, but if you wanted to not take mega damage and also hit decently hard, you're going to have to use some of those new anniversary LRs, i.e. 17, Vegeta, so on and so forth. Though, to be fair, you could just bring them as a friend. But even so, I still don't think it was that difficult, and obviously this EZA is supposed to be difficult considering the power of the EZA once you actually, you know, get the character, right? So I suppose in that regard it definitely makes sense. Prince Jr., they're good and it opens possibilities for other EZAs in the future for LRs. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This is a great way to introduce the concept of EZAing some of these summonable LRs. Obviously, these guys were a little bit of a ridiculous choice, but of course it fits with the theme of the anniversary, so that's why they did it. You know, I'm sure that a lot of people could list off a bunch of different EZAs that would be great for some of these LRs. You know, STR Broly and Majin Vegeta, I think are just, you know, right off the top of the head, you know, ones that they could easily do. T-Tash says, I love them. They hit harder than my... If you don't get the joke, that's awful. But check out the streams, twitch.tv/DokkanAssets. My man T-Tash is always referencing this there. Anyway, my boy Mr. Baby, what's up, bro? Defense at the start of turn would have been perfect, but they're still a lot better and defensively after their EZA, which is what they needed. Where's my cookie? Thank you, baby. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. I will say, I know that some people were frustrated with that a little bit. We will probably take a look at that a little bit more as we continue, but I know some people were a little bit frustrated that that was probably like the biggest problem that they had with this LR, was that obviously the beginning, you know, if you stick them in the first slot, they're going to get smacked up because their defense is so low, and obviously after they super, they get plenty of defense. And that really wasn't fixed with the EZA. They still get more defense, and obviously all things considered, you know, when they super attack, they get even more defense than they did before. Excellent! I'm stronger than I ever was before. But it still would have been nice of them to fix that, but I still feel like that is a fair trade-off for having them hit so hard. Wesk. The EZA is just as expected. It's really good. They lack defense, and the EZA gave them defense, and even included the ability to trigger their 77 attack better, and the key thing. They didn't need more attack and defense, and they got that. Good EZA. Hopefully SSP Vegeta gets his EZA soon, too, yeah. Low-key, my man got the rug pulled out from under him with this one, because I know that's kind of what everybody expected for Part 3, and, you know, kind of made sense, because he is definitely in Dokkan Fest that will probably need it at some point. But Goku Frieza was just like, nah, bro. They helped me on some events. They hit 10 mil. They're definitely going to help me on my no item runs for Champa and Bellman. I've already 5 out of 12 for the God Destruction. Okay, done it. It would be at least to have 6 out of the 12 no item before the anniversary. By the way, yes, I've beaten all the gods. Nice. That's awesome. And then he posts some of his teams here that it looks like these were the no item run winning teams here. Good stuff. Yeah, they're definitely a good LR for it, for sure. Alright, I'm a pretty big fan, although my thoughts are if they were to EZA anyone, it should have been AGL Vegeta. Yeah. Yo, Fleek, what's up? Overall, incredible. Even if they aren't as impressive in slot 1, you really don't need to run them there. The 7 key helps them a lot, and obviously the defense. Yeah. As a lot of people have been saying, right, pre-EZA, they didn't have the shenanigans of adding in key to themselves, but obviously post-EZA, from the start of turn, they just get 1 key as the fight goes on. So, and then, of course, extra defense with all the stats and whatnot. Minato's Flash. I think they did really well with their event and design of the unit. The only bad thing is they didn't pull them on a featured banner at the minimum, so people wouldn't even have a good shot of getting them. Yeah, so this was actually something and I wanted to include in the video, so thank you for bringing this up, Minato's Flash, because I thought this was very interesting. So obviously when it comes to normal EZAs, right, let's go pop over to the old DBZ space real quick just to take a look at the banners, right? When it comes to normal EZAs, usually when we get one and it's like, you know, a Dokkan Fest or an unfeatured unit or something like that, we'll get a banner like this, right, which is an EZA banner, right? This was when STR Janemba got his EZA. We had him and then a couple of other Dokkan Fest featured on it. And even when it's units that aren't Dokkan Fest exclusive, right, we had this Eternal Rival Gacha banner for when the Vegeta and the Goku both got their EZA, right? So these characters were readily available on these featured banners, but that did not happen this time with Goku and Frieza, which was very surprising because they could have just done a normal LR banner. If this would load, I guess my internet's being a little bit stinky. I apologize. I can't find one right off the top of the list here, but if they just did like a standard LR banner, right, and threw Goku and Frieza, yeah, I mean, here's Turles', right, and just did something like this, that would have been great, and I think that people would have definitely summoned on that. Funny enough, we actually had that as a banner, like, maybe like a year or 2 ago, something like that. Occasionally, they'll rerun some of the old LRs on certain celebrations. So that could have definitely been something that they did, and not even have made it like an EZA-esque banner. But that is quite surprising that they didn't do that. Actually, my boy K Vaughn had a pretty good theory as to why. Maybe it is because then you're more inclined to summon on the top banner, because obviously on the top banner, of course, they're in the unfeatured pool, because, I mean, well, they're an LR. I don't know what that unit is, though. Homie just ain't loading. But right there, of course, in this pool of units. So I guess it kind of makes sense for, you know, them to not do that, because then the idea is that you're more inclined to summon on this to try and get them unfeatured. And obviously, because it's harder to get them unfeatured, you know, go into the banner more. That was kind of K-Von's little theory. You know, there could be some truth to that. There could not, but it is still very interesting regardless that they didn't end up putting up any banner with it. So if you didn't have them, you had to pull them unfeatured, basically. I need more Zenny. Oh, and I still need to beat the last stage. I'll get back to you possibly never. Oof, pretty solid. Don't play JP from what I've seen. It seems their previous problems have been fixed. Quite good as well. Hey, FTWR, it's what's up? They're definitely more balanced than I thought they would end up being. With this EZA, they did a good job of recapturing that feeling of using them back when they were first released. Yes, that is a fantastic way to describe it. I definitely like that mentality. They're fantastic EZA. Just wish I had the LR17. Universe 7 to run with them. Yeah, definitely very, very good to run with them, if I do say so myself. Images with Dokkan Bellamy. Oh, I gotta follow that account, bro. That's a good account. I don't think I've actually seen that on the TL. Yeah, so follow for me, bro. I like funny memes. I don't really like the characters that get damage rises from getting a super attack, but this one is pretty interesting in my book. Well, we take the dub. Scanning says, I appreciate how they simply added a few tweaks to make them viable in the meta. I mean, I would hope so. Breathing some new life into the LR and making them a top 5 unit. I'm satisfied. Good. Love to hear it. I think they can't go better. They give them what they were lacking and also give them a much easier way to get the full passive activated. I'm more than satisfied with this EZA. Easy top 5 unit, I believe is what he meant to say in the game without any discussion. Yeah, I think that's pretty what would be the non-controversial opinion. By the way, just for the sake of things, people are talking about, where is it here? Performing an ultra super plus when their target enemy. Yeah, so this section, right? Plus an additional attack plus 70% when the target enemy is attacked down, defense down, or stunned, right? Obviously, not all enemies can have that status afflicted on them. A lot of the bosses in the modern day version of the game can't. But a lot of them have like one of those that's available, right? And even on, I believe, like at least one of the God of Destruction events, that's also possible too. I know for a fact on SBR it is as well. So yeah, definitely good stuff there. I'm glad they upgraded their conditions to make it easier to get their full attack passive activated, plus the extra defense they got on Super Ultra, but what they really need was starter turn defense to help them with slot 1 as well, so it's very, very mixed feelings. Yeah, like I said before. IDK, because the EZA is super difficult, so you have not beaten it from what I have seen. I'm satisfied. Well, that's good to see. My man Cowboy Luigi, I like that, bro. Incredibly well done. Defense boosted like by like 10 times. Overall the best EZA unit in the game. I think that is probably, well, see, that also depends on your definition of EZA, I guess, because that depends on if you mean like the current status of the unit that has obtained an EZA or like the actual upgrade that they got from the original card. But if you mean the first one, then yeah, probably. I'm looking forward to other LR EZAs and seeing how absurd Go Frieza are. My boy Kuro, what's up, bro? They're already my favorite LR. Just makes them even better, despite what people are saying about their defense. Like a great man once said, you can't get hit if you destroy them before they attack. That's fair. Yeah, self. Thank you. I feel like it was kind of unnecessary and would have rather someone like Fizz17 or Vegeta VZA, but oh well. Now, don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but I felt like they were as good as they were. I don't own a JP account nor Go Frieza my global, so don't really know if they truly need an EZA. That's fair. Again, when I initially made this tweet, that's also why I wanted to, you know, give a little bit of time for people to take a look at some showcases and whatnot. My boy Shiny, what's up, bro? Really good defense, which is all they were missing. Easier conditions for his third 77 attack is amazing as well. People are forgetting how hard they are to hit. Yeah, they hit ridiculously, which I think is definitely something to keep in mind in terms of the upgrade that they got. Joe says, definitely a great unit, not disappointed. Minor upgrade, relatively speaking, but this unit didn't need much. Covered all the bases, very solid. Yeah, that's a pretty good summary, I have to say. Already high damaging unit, and they made it easier for them to get their third 70% attack boost. Extremely high defense now, as well as can even tank double digits against some of the gods. Overall, third best unit in the game with the better EZA. I don't know where they rank on the tier list, and frankly, I'm not going to give my thoughts on that because that's not my forte, but they got to be like top 5, definitely. Ziad, kind of surprised first, but glad to see that they mostly gave defense upgrade with the EZA. I must admit, there is one flaw I don't have the LR, and it's sad. My boy Gian, I respect that, bro. I think we'll end with the homie Matt here. Honestly, absurd. I almost said absurdly. Absolutely perfect, but they needed no complaints from me. Glad to hear it, bro. Thank you guys so much for your submissions. I think we're going to cut it off here because it does seem like a lot of people share the same opinions, which is pretty good to see that the community is in a collective good mood about this, or relatively shares the same thoughts about everything. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love hearing what you guys have to say. I'm glad to hear that I was not in the minority in terms of what I thought about the unit as well, too. So I basically share all the same opinions that you guys do. But, of course, if you'd like to participate in the next community response video, definitely keep an eye out on Twitter, because that is where I always tweet these out. And, of course, I always at everyone in the Discord when I do a new one of these. But I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. Of course, thank you all for your replies as always. And I'll catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.